Schools in India are reopening, but is it safe to send your child to school? But before I give you my opinion, let us talk about some facts of COVID as we know today. COVID, a mystery illness, forced us into lockdowns. In India, the small kids were out of school for nearly 2 years. Subsequently, we discovered that COVID was a fast mutating virus. Various mutations came to light over the last couple of years. In India, we have been badly hit by the Beta, Delta, and of course the Omicron. In its wake, COVID has left millions of unfortunate deaths around the globe. What we need to understand here is that there are two main variables. The first is the children's behavior in school. Imagine little kids 5, 6, 7 years old following COVID appropriate behavior while playing around. Not going to happen, right? So what we can be sure, once the schools reopen, that COVID appropriate behavior is out of the window. The second thing we need to understand is, why do viruses mutate? Viruses' fundamental job, just like any other organism, is to reproduce. In viruses, the mode of reproduction is called replication. Viruses mutate so as to be able to replicate to larger numbers more quickly. It has absolutely no intention of killing its host because it will not be able to replicate as effectively. Although Omicron is believed to be a chance mutation, it is very infective. In fact, it is 3 times more infective than the Delta, which was already many times more infective than the previous generations. If you notice, this virus is following the trend of previous new viruses of causing less severe disease with every new mutation. One might argue that the Delta has killed so many people in India, and it unfortunately has. The symptoms the Delta caused were much more significant. But the deaths caused by the Delta were more attributable to the fact that we were caught unprepared from a standpoint of letting our guard down too early, delaying vaccinations, and not looking for early treatment for the symptoms, rather than the severity of the disease itself. In contrast, Omicron is causing much milder symptoms and has already displaced other variants of COVID. In fact, the original Omicron itself has mutated, and it is now one of its sister variants which is dominant. The good news of the Omicron is that it replicates in the bronchi and bronchioles of the airways and not in the lungs as in other variants. Therefore, it is not causing life-threatening situations. The complications of Omicron we are seeing today is in individuals who have serious pre-existing conditions. Unvaccinated people and a vast number are chance discoveries of patients already admitted in hospital for other life-threatening issues. Now coming back to the kids, children who do not have serious disease will show mild to no symptoms at best, as they have already a very active innate immunity. We have already gone in depth about this in previous videos on this channel. I'll link you to those videos down in the description. Also, as of today, almost everyone has been exposed either to the Delta, Omicron, or both. Some have tested positive, some haven't but have had symptoms, and yet others are in denial. But if you jog back your memory in the last month or two, you have already had cold-like symptoms. Yeah, that was the Omicron, and most importantly, your free vaccine. The kids too have had their dose of natural vaccine already, and natural immunity is better than that given by a man-made vaccine. This immunity will last you for about 6 to 8 months. So can you get COVID after 6 months? Yes, for sure. But do you need to worry? No. The symptoms are expected to be even milder than the last round because your immune system has now already caught up with the virus. What if the Omicron mutates again? It will mutate again for sure, and as with past experiences with viruses, it is very unlikely that it will be deadlier. My personal opinion is that the only way it would get more dangerous is through human intervention. Got a video on that one too in the description. Look for the conspiracy theory. By reopening the schools, we have to understand that the government is unofficially declaring an end to the pandemic. The health officials now expect COVID to be endemic and manageable, and we all have to learn to live with it. When Omicron does you a favor, we should accept it. Like, subscribe, signing out, Dr. Rohan.